Frankenfoot. Hey guys, you got Frankenfoot here. I'm feeling a little bit better. I think I'm getting over the hump of this terrible, horrible cold illness thing that I've had for 2 weeks. Still a little hacky wacky, but I'm doing much better. So let's watch the attack and then we'll break it down. So you will see a queen walk start on the southeast section of this base. Though it resembles more of a queen charge, because she's just going to kind of jump in this middle compartment there. Also notice you've got a minion coming down over here for funneling and a baby dragon over here for funneling. Huh. Look at that. So as the queen moves in, you see she's going to get the clan castle pull. She's going to get the ire of the king. She's going to knock out this air defense, and she's going to knock out that air sweeper. Not an air-based attack, but the healers are very important to consider with the attack strategy I'm using, which features healers and Valkyries and bowlers as a deadly combination if executed properly. So in comes Mrs. Queen, and we get the clan castle pull, and I'm sharing a poison between the clan castle and the king, ready to pop the queen's ability if I need. Looks like I will, as the dragon's puffs are starting to hurt her pretty bad. I just spit on my phone screen when I said puff. Must have a hard P. And so she's taking care of business over here. So you're going to see the king and Pekka and healers drop specifically such that they're not going to wander into the range that air defense dropped. And Valkyrie's coming down on the south side to help speed things along. And you're going to notice a rage to get them through this first compartment. Bowlers behind them quickly. Almost not quickly enough from the bowlers, but thankfully they got in there. Valkyries come through, and with the bowlers they just completely wipe out this section of the base right here. And unfortunately they didn't do quite like I was hoping. Some of them straight off, and the bowlers did such a good job of wiping out this compartment that they're going to move to the outside, but it's not the end of the world. To help with cleanup, you're going to see hogs coming in on the outside. I noticed my queen was kind of taking a beating here. So I tried to help her out with hogs, but I didn't quite get them in fast enough. But thankfully, the hogs, the healers transitioned to the hogs. So those 3 little hogs I sent to that Tesla actually stayed alive and didn't die. So 6 little hogs. That sounds like a nursery rhyme. 6 little hogs running through a base, hitting crap with their hammer. Okay, I need to work on that, obviously. But despite the fact a few things have gone wrong, there's still enough pepper to take out this base. And we've got healers on the hogs all the way to the end. This was a bit of a buzzard beater. I didn't have much time left over. This is one of those ones you're looking around at the end like, oh god, have I missed any buildings? Let's drop wizards here, let's drop minions there, whatever it takes. And thankfully the hogs pushed through this thing just fast enough to get it done. So what on earth was I thinking? I'm thinking I'm tired of Gobo Laloon. Yeah, it works, but I've just done a bazillion of these. I want to try something different just to prove that I can do it. A 3-star, something other than Gobo Laloon. You could probably envision yourself doing a Gobo Laloon in this base if you bust into this compartment. Not ideal because the queen would be on you. Maybe have a jump spell here and watch your troops go through here, and once they're in here, they'll probably take out this air D. If you're lucky, they'll probably take out this air D and at least one more of these. I don't know if you'll be lucky enough to get both. But, at any rate, what on earth was I thinking? Fresh hit, no idea what's going on here. So no idea where any traps or anything like that is, or what's in the clan castle. But ideally, you would want your queen to walk in this direction for this attack strategy, which is basically queen walk plus Valkyrie, bowler, Pekka, king walk. This thing has, I don't know of a good name for this. But anyway, ideally, you want your queen to walk in this direction. Your rest of your kill squad walk in this direction. They'll meet up in the middle. They'll bust in here, and they'll move through the base, wrecking everything. A little bit of it's a good setup for that because the compartments are so big, but it's a bad setup for that in the sense that there's no good way to guide things into and through the base. So he's done a pretty decent job of setting stuff up. I considered trying to start here with the queen walk and dropping the baby dragon here. But my fear was if I drop the queen here, she's going to take out this building, and this building. And even with these buildings gone, if the baby dragon does a magnificent job, it's going to be a crapshoot. Is she going to go for this archer tower, or is she going to go for that archer tower? And I really wanted her to walk in this direction because I wanted her to get the clan castle pull herself. I didn't want to walk and then have to try to drop hogs to get the clan castle pull, because there's a chance whatever comes out is going to go for the healers rather than the queen. If the troops come out from behind wherever the queen is. I've seen it happen too many times, so if I can get the queen to pull it herself, I will. So I didn't want to start with a walk. Instead, I looked at this and I decided, well, you know what? If this building's gone and he dropped the queen right here, she's going to take out this building, this building, this building, and probably that building. And then what's left is this line here and this guy, which is far away. So at that point, I feel comfortable that she's going to start walking into the interior of this base. Now, the problem with that is she's going to have an archer tower, a cannon, potentially this archer tower on her. No X-bows, which is what made this work, unless she gets right up against the wall, which she may at some point in time to try to get that air defense in that platform. But by the time she does that, most of these buildings, I think, should be gone. So I am dedicating a rage to her just to get her through this. I think I dropped it a little bit too early, but I figured multiple point defenses, clan castle troops, and the king. Use 2 poison spells so the king and clan castle troops can share it, but dedicating a rage to there. The only problem is I didn't have great confidence that the queen is going to walk to the right or to the left after she gets through clearing this. I was hoping if I cleared out enough buildings here with a baby dragon that she would walk to the left and things could meet up together and run through the base together. It didn't quite work out that way. But with this army composition, it works out okay if the queen and the rest of the kill squad kind of get separated. I've had good success either way. So with the clan castle troops dealt with, and you've got to do that with Valkyries, because if a bunch of balloons and a dragon pops out, which guess what popped out of this thing, your Valkyries are done for. So on this side, I'm going to drop 1 minion here to take out this building to establish a funnel, and I'm going to drop the king and a Pekka here with 2 healers on this direction, trying to keep them as far away from that air defense as possible. If you drop them here, they're going to fall in line behind the troops and might maybe wander into it. So I dropped them here so they'd stand here while they get healed up, and then they'll fall in line as they move down here. Valkyries come in, and then as they're making their way down here, I'll send Valkyries in here. Things will bust in here. As soon as they start busting in, I'll take out the I'll bring out the bowlers. I think I dropped the Valkyries a little bit too early because things went too far to the left for my taste. Remember that with the queen charge, most of these buildings are going to be gone, so you can drop bowlers over here. They're only going to go to the interior of the base. You drop them too far to the left, they can get distracted and try to take out these buildings. So that was another mistake I made in hindsight. That's the problem with multiple attack strategies. You get real good at one, and then you just kind of lose the instincts with the other. But you'll notice one major issue I had with this that scared the heck out of me is the queen's all the way over here, and my kill squad's all the way over here on the complete opposite side of the base. So that's a heck of a risk I'm taking if I've got hogs as cleanup. But I figured it would be okay, because here's what's going to happen. The Valkyries, the Pekkas, the kill squad's going to move in here, minus the queen or with the queen, whichever. These buildings are going to be gone. These buildings are probably already going to be gone from the queen. And then the Valkyries are either going to bust into this compartment, which is what I would love, or they're going to bust into this compartment. I was hoping the bowlers would come in and wipe some of these buildings out more quickly to try to steer the Valks into here. But that unfortunately didn't happen, because I figured if the Valks busted into here, they're going to run through here and eventually want to break out of the interior of the base. But it's okay, because the bowlers are going to wipe all these things out over here. And even if the troops do break out, remember all these buildings are going to be gone. They're going to want to move in the right. And as long as they move to the right, they're going to eventually enter the realm of the queen, and they can bust in and take out the queen. And then quite simply, it will just be hogs for cleanup. So let them come through. Great if they took all this out. If they didn't, they're at least going to take most of this out in the queen and just drop in a few scattered hogs for cleanup on these buildings here. The danger is this Expo is high health, so you want them to be on that last. If you can take out these point defenses before the hogs get to it, because what I've seen happen a lot of times is the hogs will get to a Expo and just get hammered by point defenses, and the heal doesn't help them at that point. So you want to take out the point defenses before they get to the hog, whatever it takes to do that. If you have one wizard tower firing on an X-bow, a heal spell worked just fine, but multiple point defenses aren't going to help. So that was kind of the plan, but this strategy is sort of send the kill squad into the base and hope you get what you need out of it and clean up with some hogs. So with all that being said, oh, notice the time too. Like I said, buzzer beater. I had 4 or 5 seconds left over, not very much at all. So you notice a minion down here for the funnel, out of range of anything for air. I was hoping that what would happen is the queen's going to walk into the range of this archer tower, and as soon as she's tanking with the healers, I'm going to send a baby dragon in here, knock out this guy, and he'll move in this direction. If I'm lucky, he'll take out that wizard tower. But I thought this might happen. The queen walked out of range of the archer tower just as I dropped that baby dragon. I should have been a little bit more patient, but I didn't want the queen to walk in the wrong way. And so the baby dragon gets peppered with archer tower fire anyway. But not long enough to save the queen from having to use her ability or rage spell. So it was kind of a bad timing on my part. I also think I dropped the rage a little bit early to keep the queen going. I think I could have been a little more patient. I've lost my queen so many times in queen walks. See, I don't even... that was way too early. I don't even wait around. I was afraid the king was going to come and start bashing her on the head. I didn't quite do that, though. I was also thinking it'd be great to have the queen in a rage spell to take out that dark elixir storage. But anyway, the healers were there, raged up just long enough. You see, they finally petered out, and I popped the queen ability. Gets through the clan castle, which is what I really needed her to do. And so now the second part of the raid is going to start. I dropped the king first, followed by the Pekka, followed by the healers, because the king has his ability. If he needs to, he can pop that and get some health. The Pekka has no such ability. Again, maybe should have been a little more patient on the Valkyries so they bust in a little bit more to the south. But yeah, I like to drop a rage pretty darn quick, because then you bust through the wall quickly, and then your healers are going to be raged up as your troops enter there. So everything's going to be nice and at full health, and the bowlers are just going to kick the snot out of anything they run into. So unfortunately, it wasn't even close. Valkyries went straight into here, right up to the edge. Bowlers are doing a good job at knocking stuff out, but they're going to bust outside of the base. And they are going to thankfully get the queen. So I did notice that my queen was kind of failing at health, so I sent in the hogs to try to get her back up. She didn't make it, but thankfully the healers transitioned to the hogs. It wasn't quite the plan, but it worked out. And notice what I said about point defenses. You have no point defenses save that X-bow on these hogs right here. I mean, I don't even know where the Teslas popped up, to be honest. It could have been anywhere in this base. No, I thought there's a good chance I thought they could have been here, which is one reason not to go Bolaloon into here. If you've got Teslas over here, they can start wrecking your balloons or your bowlers, and they can't get to them. But anyway, forget that for a minute. No point defenses, so the hogs are in great shape. Still got a heal spell in the bank. That compartment's pretty much wrecked at this point. Yeah, I mean, there you go. The bowlers are the range makes them dangerous, I suppose. So, I wish I had more intelligent things to say. This strategy just kind of either works or it doesn't. It didn't go according to plan here. Saved some hogs just because my main group of hogs didn't really die because the healers were on them. It was not intentional, but it was not necessarily an accident. But whatever, it works out. So, yeah, looking for something intelligent and wise to say, but I got nothing. So, anyway, there you go. There's the thoughts. It worked out. It wasn't perfect according to plan, but it worked out. Frankenfoot out.